Guys, my name is Maria, and this handsome guy is Samson, and welcome to another video.
I like it, I go la 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 la. I like it, I just wah 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 wah. Oh baby, say it and make it.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry for the bad lighting. It is a really dark and yucky day outside today, but we're gonna make do. So for today's video, I have my assistant Samson with me, and for today's video I am going to be going over the 3 books that I read in the month of October. Now I know that I'm a little bit late to this party.
Wake your ass up!
Because it's already the middle of November, but I just have not had a chance to film this video yet, so better late than never. And with that, let's get into the video. So I know that 3 books doesn't seem like a lot, but they were kind of lengthier books, and again, I'm not the fastest reader. Also, I really like to process what I'm reading as I'm reading it, and sometimes I have to sit with things. So I really do not like reading a book in like one day. That's just not my thing. But 3 books is still good for me, considering I also have a zoo at home and I have 2 kids. So 3 books was a pretty good month for me. And as always, I am going to go from my lowest rated to the highest rated.
You know the drill.
This month, I only had 2 4 stars and 1 5 star. So I didn't have anything below a 4 star, which is pretty good, although I've been known to be pretty generous when it comes to rating books. So the first book that I read in the month of October was a book called Safe and Sound by Laura McHugh. It is a thriller mystery, and it's actually not a book that I hear anyone talk about. It's not new or anything, but I still have not heard anyone really talk about it. I'm going to read the synopsis quickly because I think the synopsis does a really good job at kind of giving an overview as to what this book is about. It says, as kids, Amelia and Kylie were found unharmed in their upstairs bedroom the night their teenage cousin Grace, who was babysitting them, vanished from the farmhouse in Beaumont, Missouri, leaving blood all over the kitchen. Scrappy and driven, Grace, the first in their family to go to college instead of getting married and working at the meat packing plant, had been on the verge of escaping their dead-end town. Her disappearance is a warning to any local girl who dared hope for better. Now, as their own high school graduation looms, Amelia and Kylie dream about fleeing Beaumont, but the likelihood of that happening seems as low as that of Grace being found. When human remains are discovered in town, the sisters think they finally know who took Grace. But as they dig deeper into her past, they unearth long buried secrets and a growing list of suspects. Amelia and Kylie vow to find Grace, dead or alive. But as they draw closer to the truth and slip further into danger, they question how far someone would go to put a woman in her place, or to cover up a crime. The answer is worse than they could have imagined, and in the end, it won't just be Grace they're trying to save. They'll have to fight for their lives. So I gave this book 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I think the reason that it wasn't a 5 star for me is because I didn't feel like it was a 5 star. I feel like it was a little slow at times, and it took a while to really get into the exciting parts, which were mainly towards the end of the book. But other than that, I really liked the mystery. The writing was really easy to follow and to understand. And that's really important for me because otherwise I can't read a book fast if I can't follow the writing.
And that's an absolutely true story.
So that was definitely really good, and I will be checking out this author's future works or maybe some of her backlog books because I really enjoyed it and I thought it was really cleverly written, and it was a good time. I thought that it also had a lot to say about small towns and like escaping small town settings. I haven't really ever read a book that had such an important emphasis on small town life, and I also thought that was a very unique aspect in it. So the reason that this book only got 4 stars from me was because I guessed the bad guy pretty early on.
The other girls agreed. I'm a genius.
And I am really bad at doing that. I never guess the bad guy. I never have any idea. And in this case, I was just like, yep, I think that's the guy. And then it happened that it was. And I still enjoyed it, but that definitely took away a little bit of the surprise and the shocks, the shocking twists that I really wanted to get from this book. Also, this book wasn't as shocking and fast-paced as the thrillers that I like to read the most. It was a little bit on the slower pace side, but again, still really enjoyed it. It had a lot to say. It was very meaningful, and I would definitely recommend for anybody who doesn't mind waiting to get to the payoff, because I think the payoff was really good, and the ending, the twist at the ending definitely took me by surprise.
Wow, you got me. Good one.
I don't know if I particularly liked it, but I mean, it definitely shocked me, which I appreciate. And I think that the only other reason that it was a 4-star and not a 5-star is because the ending felt kind of abrupt. Like, I wish there was a little bit more, but it was just cut off and that was that. It did answer most of my questions, which I appreciated, but I just wanted a little bit more at the end. So, Safe and Sound, definitely recommend. So moving on, the second book that I read in the month of October was called What Have You Done by Sherry Lapina. I have read a few Sherry Lapinas in the past, and I've pretty much enjoyed all of them. So it was no surprise that I gave this book 4 stars because it definitely held my attention. So the synopsis on Goodreads for this book says, nothing ever happens in sleepy little Fairhill, Vermont. But this morning that will change, and one innocent question could be deadly. What have you done? The teenagers get their kicks telling ghost stories in the old graveyard. The parents trust their kids will arrive home safe from school. Everyone knows everyone. Curtains rarely twitch. Front doors are left unlocked, but Diana Brewer isn't lying safely in her bed where she belongs. Instead, she lies in a hayfield circled by vultures, discovered by a local farmer.
Grotesque.
How quickly a girl becomes a ghost. How quickly a town of friendly, familiar faces becomes a town of suspects, a place of fear and paranoia. Someone in Fairhill did this. Everyone wants answers. So this book was another 4-star for me, so definitely really good, really enjoyable. It is not an all-time favorite, but I really had a good time reading this. So this month I seem to have had a theme of reading books that include taking places in small towns, and this one was no exception. I really enjoyed this book. It was a thriller mystery where we try to figure out what happened to this girl and who killed her in this little town where everybody knows each other. And I really enjoyed this book. I really thought that the mystery was very clever. And I feel like this book was a little bit more fast-paced than the last book that I read that I mentioned in this video, Safe and Sound. In this book, I think the best part of it was that it was very easy to get through. The chapters were really quick and they all left with like a little bit of a cliffhanger at the end, so you kind of wanted to keep reading. But the cliffhangers were kind of really small and I didn't feel like we were given many clues as to who did it. Although I guess there were some, because I definitely did not guess the ending.
What?
Although at a certain point I was sure that I knew who the bad guy was, and then I was proven wrong. So I definitely appreciate that, because as I've said before, I hate when I can guess like how the book plays out and how it ends. I hate that. So in this case, that definitely did not happen. But it was definitely not a 5-star favorite book of all time for me. It kind of lagged, which I feel like happens to me a lot, because I really like books that are just fast-paced. They go, 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 and they kind of reveal like bigger things all throughout, not just have those huge big reveals at the end. I like when they're all throughout the book. So in all, definitely really enjoyed this book. This author, I feel like, is very consistent in that all of the books that I've read from her, I have really enjoyed, and I think I gave all of them 4 stars.
Great. Loved it.
Great.
So good.
I believe maybe I gave 1 5-star, but I definitely gave all of them at least 4 stars. So she's definitely an author that I tend to pick up when I need like a quick read that I know is going to keep my attention and keep me interested. So definitely highly recommend. I feel like thriller lovers would probably enjoy it, although maybe if you're a really seasoned thriller lover, maybe it will be a little more on the slower side for you, but I think that the ending is worth it, and I really enjoyed my time with this book. And so now we are finally at my last book that I read in the month of October.
This is what I've been waiting for.
And that is See Her Die by Melinda Lee, or Lay, I don't know, but I definitely enjoy her as a writer. This is the second in a series of Bree Taggart, which is the main character. So I am not going to read the synopsis for this, but in the past I've read the synopsis for the first one, and I will do that again, just in case you guys are looking for a good detective mystery crime series. I think that it's a really good one, and I will definitely be continuing the series because this was my only 5-star of the month. Actually, at first, I wasn't sure I was going to give it 5 stars, but the ending just, I felt, was really, really unique. And I really enjoyed the climax, so I had to raise it to a 5-star.
Bravo! Bravo!
So I'm going to read you the first synopsis of the first in this series, and that is called Cross Her Heart by Melinda Lee. I'm not sure. But anyway, this says, for more than 25 years, Philadelphia homicide detective Bree Taggart has tucked away the nightmarish childhood memories of her parents' murder-suicide until her younger sister, Erin, is killed in a crime that echoes that tragic night. Innocent witnesses and a stormy marriage that ended in gunfire. There's just one chilling difference. Erin's husband, Justin, has vanished. Bree knows how explosive the line between love and hate can be.
Facts.
Yet the evidence against her troubled brother-in-law isn't adding up. Teaming up with Justin's old friend, former sheriff's investigator and K-9 handler Matt Flynn, Bree vows to uncover the secrets of her sister's life and death as she promised Aaron's children. But as her investigation unfolds, the danger hits close to home. Once again, Bree's family is caught in the death grip, and this time it could be fatal for her. So that is a synopsis of the first one. In the second one, she is investigating another crime. So pretty much all of the books, they follow her as the main character. And then there's also some secondary characters that also keep coming back. And I'm not a huge series person, but I enjoy a good series that kind of, I don't know, that kind of like makes me care about what happens to all of the characters in the book. And this one just happened to do that.
He's the best. I love it.
This is the only books that I've read from this author, or I'm not sure, but she definitely has a lot more that I do want to check out in the future, but there also are a lot more in this series, so I definitely want to continue, like not right away, because I need to read some other books in between, because I can't just read a series all the way through. I don't like to do it like that, but we'll definitely be reading the rest of the series for sure. So I'm not gonna lie, when I started this book, I was not sure what I was getting myself into, because I have figured out for myself that I kind of need to be in the mood to read a police procedural, because in the beginning it can get a little bit boring when they set up the crime and like, you know, what happened, and the police have to do all of the steps in order to investigate. And I feel like once I got through all of that setting the scene kind of stuff, and we started to look for clues and follow the breadcrumbs and all of that, I really got more into it. Although I was still not going to give this 5 stars, just because I feel like I could have enjoyed it more. But then when I got to the end, I thought that the climax and the action at the end just really blew me away, because it wasn't like any climax I've ever read, and I thought that it was just really exciting.
Wow.
And done in a very unique way. And I just really loved that book. I loved returning to the world and seeing all the same characters. It was like a warm hug, and I really like that. So if you are looking for a good police procedural book series, I definitely recommend this one. And also, I'm pretty sure that all of them are on Kindle Unlimited, so can't go wrong with that either. And so that's gonna do it for us for today. For my wrap up in October, again, it was only 3 books, but they were really good books, and I really enjoyed my reading experience this month. I tried to read as much as I could, and next month, we'll see, maybe I'll read some more.
It's entirely possible.
I was actually halfway through another book at the end of October, so that one's gonna be in the wrap up for November. But yeah, I just really had a good time, and I am definitely enjoying picking up all these fun books that are just becoming a hobby of mine, and I love to read every single day after I put everybody to sleep and everybody's all tucked in their bed, and I can just sit down on my couch and read a book, and I love it. It's my me time, and I definitely do not want to stop that anytime soon. So, as always, Please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what books you read in the month of October.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
If you like them or not. Did you read more horror? Did you read more thrillers? Were you still reading fantasy because that's just the genre that you prefer? Let me know, because I definitely will read all the comments. And if you have a recommendation for a really fast-paced thriller book that you think I'm going to enjoy, please also put it down in the comments, because I need more recommendations and I can never get enough recommendations. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and we will see you in our next one, right, bud? Oh, he's so sweet. So sweet. Bye, guys. Samson, say bye. No. Bye, guys.